A couple of weeks ago, I started a series on what not to say to reject the gospel message. Whoa. Today, I'm continuing that series, and what I'm talking about today is the people who say, I don't believe in God. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my message. Today, I'm going to talk about people who say, I don't believe in God. One of the ways that people reject the gospel message. Let me start off with a little husband-wife story, right? So, my husband has a tendency to be in one room, calling me in another room, and asking me to look for something that he put down. And quite often, depending on which carry he gets, I will end up looking and not finding what he asked me to look for, because I don't like looking for what I didn't put down, and so I'll look and I won't find it in most cases. And he'll say, when I tell him I don't find it, he'll say, I bet you did one of your little Carrie looks, indicating that Carrie don't really look thoroughly. And so he'll come and he'll look for whatever it is, beard shaper kit. He doesn't. He barely has a beard. Okay, they'll judge me. And he'll find it and he'll say, I knew you didn't really look. I knew you just look one of your Carrie looks. Quite often, I feel like sometimes people who say they don't believe in God either didn't really look for God, or they did one of those partial looks because they really didn't feel like looking in the first place. Oh, by the way, let me pause. My daughter would like to say something to you. Alexandria.
What's up, guys? It's Alexandria here and Mom here. Welcome back to our channel. Before we get started, get that subscribe button, turn notification, give us a huge thumbs up. Today we are going to do from Mom's awesome videos today.
Thanks, Alexandria. You were so cute. All right, so moving along. I feel there are really not only three, but I'm going to give you three reasons I feel that people use when they say they don't believe in God. So I feel like one of them is many people start out believing. A lot of people grew up in church or whatever it is, but many people start out believing, and by the wayside, something may have happened that changed the way they feel about God. Maybe a life experience and made them question God, made them begin to doubt God, caused them to be angry with God. And so they stopped believing in a God. That's one thing that I think is a reason many people don't necessarily believe in God. It's just that they stopped believing because of a life experience. If there really was a God, why did he allow me to be molested as a child? Why did he allow me to go through this abuse? Why did he allow my husband to beat me? Why did he cause my beloved mom, dad, someone that I really love and care about to die such a horrible death? And they just stop believing in God. And sometimes they're just still angry. Another reason I think people just choose not to believe. They see the signs and they get even God showed them personally, and they choose not to accept, not to see it, or just not to believe it, because a belief in God will lead to a change. I believe in God requires us to make changes sometimes in our lives, and sometimes we're just not willing to make that change, so we just nullify it with,
I don't believe in God. Anyway, it's not God.
And trust me, I've always believed in God, but there are things that I would always explain away because I don't want to believe it. It's beyond my mind and I don't want to believe it. Another thing is people do that Carrie look, that half-hearted look. Well, I really don't want to look right now, and whatever it is, and do the half-hearted look. And so you don't believe that there is a God. I have heard apologists, and first of all, let me just say, just because you don't believe something that is true doesn't make it any less true. It's just that it's true and you don't believe it. So I just wanted to put that out there. Just because you don't believe there is a God doesn't negate the fact that there is indeed a God. You just don't believe that there is a God. I've heard apologists say in the past, it takes more faith not to believe than it takes to believe. And the first time I heard it, kind of made no sense to me. But the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. Like, for one to believe that everything, like this whole big world, the moon and the stars, everything came out of nothing. Yeah, that takes a lot of faith. I would say that takes a lot of faith. If you're going to believe from nothing came something, or from a big bang came everything. So just wanted to put that out there. All right. So here are some of the things that, first of all, we believe that a pencil, an eraser, a notebook, the garment we wear, whatever it is, has a creator behind it. But when we think about a universe that is so big with so many systems working together, I think about the earth rotating on its axis and causing day and night to happen, and not flying off its axis, not, colliding with other things in the universe, that kind of stuff. How could that just have made itself and be able to do that, to work so systematically? When I think about the human body with its 11 systems working together when we're healthy, and even trying to compensate to fix things when we're unhealthy, like, how could that body have made itself when a simple notebook with flipping pages has a creator, and we believe that it has a creator or a maker? It doesn't make sense, right? Think about it. All right. So with that being said, there's a verse in the Bible that I want to bring your attention to. This verse comes from Romans 1, and it's verse 20. And so in Romans 1, verse 20, I'm going to read for you what it actually says. Romans 1, verse 20 says, "For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that men are without excuse." In essence, you don't have an excuse, because God's creation speaks of a God who is powerful. Just the description that I just gave you of things hanging in the balance where they are and not falling out of the sky or not colliding. Just seeing those things, just like you can say a notebook has a maker, how could you look at the universe? The universe speaks of a creator who is powerful. And as it speaks of a powerful creator, we are obligated to honor him and to treat him as such, because we do ascribe a certain level of honor and glory to men who create things that we find worthy. And so for example, we praise designers. We spend dollars and upon dollars to buy their stuff. We praise musicians. We praise Beyonce. Not we, because I don't I don't idolize folks, so yeah. But Beyonce, and then there is Sean Paul and Buju Banton and Bob Marley. We put them on a level, some of us put them on a level that is belonging really only to God. And so they deserve what they deserve in our minds for what they do, what is we consider to be so powerful, while we look at the work that God has done, and we give him no honor, no praise, but his work speaks to his power. And as such, we would be obligated to honoring him. I wanted to share, for those who look and say they haven't found God, I wanted to share in my ending a movie and a book that was written, and I hope I have the right author. I think it's J. Warner Wallace. And he read his book first, and then I found the movie, which is really a case for Christ. And when I talk about God, I have to talk about Christ, because Jesus is the Son of God, and that's how we get saved, is by believing in Jesus Christ. And I've shared it in many videos. And so in that book, he's making a case for Christ. And it started out, well, the book, I don't remember his wife getting saved in the book. But the whole point is, his wife gets saved. Let's go to the movie. His wife gets saved in the movie, and he's been an atheist, never believing in God. And here comes his wife, different and blah, blah, blah. He's mad, and he's out to show her, look, what you believe is not true. I want my wife back, and I want her now. And so he sets out to prove to his wife that there is no God, there is no Jesus. And the more he dug, the more he was finding, what you call those, evidence. He was finding evidence that there really is indeed a God, that there really is indeed a Jesus Christ. And the more he dug, the more he found. And he wants to not believe this. He didn't set out to prove to himself that there was a God. He was looking for evidence against God. But as he dug, God was revealing himself. And so at the end of the day, he had to make a decision. Okay, the evidence is clearly there. Am I going to just keep saying there is no God, or am I just going to suck it up and say, yes, there's a God, and submit to him? And so he chose the latter, and he spends his time trying to show others these evidence that he has found when he was in his atheistic state, the evidence that he found, and lead them to salvation as well. So I'm saying all that to say, did you really look? Or did you do a carry look? Did you find truth, but decide that you're just going to ignore it and act like it's not true? There is no truth. There is no God. Well, whatever your decision and whatever your reasoning, excuse, or whatever it is, let me just tell you, according to Romans 1 verse 20, you will have no excuse. I don't want to go any farther with this video. I just wanted to touch on that topic because it is a topic that, comes up a lot. And the Bible has a thing, people who don't believe sometimes look down on people who believe, and call us stupid or foolish. And so they're putting themselves above us with wisdom, thinking that they are wise, and the Bible has something to say about you people. Yep. It's right there in Romans 1. I think it's between verse 20 and 24, somewhere up in there. It talks about you fools. God was raw. Like what he inspired people to write, it was raw. He didn't mince his words. You should try reading the Bible, because some of the things in there, you're like, oh, that's in the Bible. That's a whole nother story. Thank you all for the time that you spent with me today. Remember what Alexandria said early on. If you haven't already subscribed, I'm paused right here. Go ahead. Hit that subscription. Hit that notification bell. Did it? Thank you. Share this video. Like it. Gonna comment on there. Ask a question. Whatever it is. I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers by the end of the year, and I'm at 31, and I've been stuck at 31 for a while. So go ahead and share this video with your friends, your family, your loved ones, and remind them to subscribe when they watch this video. All right, be blessed.